From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Today is Monday. It is the 25th of July, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And Pat, where in the world are we now?
We are actually at the Circle, downtown Goldsboro.
Downtown Goldsboro. We're standing under the wing of the F-86 fighter that was placed here last year on its pedestal. Refurbished, renewed, beautiful place. It is an absolutely gorgeous place, and they've turned this into a relatively attractive park here. I mean, this is really nice.
It is.
Everything's all trimmed up and beautiful. The flowers are flowering, and it's just nice here.
It is.
Very nice. And of course, we're standing under the wing of this beautiful plane, and it's the people that did the restoration on this plane did an absolutely wonderful job. And we covered the story last year of, or was it year before last, of it being moved up Center Street to this location, and it was a very nice and wonderful thing that the city has done to put this plane back in its highlight, in its spotlight. Okay, today's Monday.
It is.
So what's special about today? That's normally about the middle section. That we go to the middle section, we talk about what makes today special. But I want to mention something very special about today in the very first segment of this program.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Happy birthday, Pat Garner.
Thank you.
26.
You're right.
Okay, 27.
Keep on going.
All right, 27 and a half. Anyway, happy birthday to you there.
Thank you.
All right, we're very happy to have you here as a part of the program. I think I'm in trouble. Anyway, let's see what's going on around the city of Goldsboro. What's going on? Well, we got the Paramount Theater. The lovely and talented Sherry Archibald sent us some information here about things going on at the Paramount, and that includes Schools Rock. Yeah, baby, Schools Rock. Yeah, hey, whoa, hey. Yeah, whoa, huh? Yeah, hey, okay. Anyway, School Rocks is the culmination of a 2-week musical theater camp for 1st through 6th grade students, featuring favorite hits from school-themed musicals, TV shows, and movies. These campers will reminisce memories of friendships and lessons learned, and sports and recess and music. Recess was my favorite class. And recess and music and lunchtime. That was my second favorite. No, actually, it's the other way around. First of all, lunchtime was my favorite, and then recess. I enjoyed that almost as much as lunchtime. Anyway, directed by Marie Ashley. Choreographer is Kaylee Crumpton, and this is going to be at the Paramount Theater. This is all Stage-Struck Theater. Stage-Struck Theater. Tickets are on sale now, and that will be on the date of whatever the date that they will have this thing, because I don't see a date on here. Tickets are available now. Okay. Well, have a good time. Let's see what's next. Let's see. Also, yes, there's more, and I'll tell you about that more later on. Today is the 25th, and that means that tomorrow evening, the VFW Hut, VFW Post 9959 on the 26th, will have their meeting beginning at 6:30. This is 9959 in Mount Olive, and that will be on North Church Street at the VFW Hut there. On North Church Street, Mount Olive, 9959, the meeting begins at 6:30. National Night Out. Now, you've been telling people about National Night Out. It's your turn.
Okay.
Birthday girl.
August the 2nd.
You're actually 28. I'm not going to tell anybody that. You know.
Yeah, right.
Maybe 30 at the most. Okay. Okay.
August the 2nd, which
32.
is a Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Vendors can set up at 5:30 p.m. at Herman Park, and it is to help make your community strong and safe.
Now that is exactly right. That's what National Night Out is all about. This has been going on for a number of years, and the whole idea started because we're blooming tired. Let me tell you, we're blooming tired. That's a little flower lingo there. Of people breaking the law in our own neighborhood. So what you need to do is turn on your porch light so you can celebrate and observe National Night Out coming up on the 2nd of August, which is, if you count from the 1st, that would be the very next day in August. At Herman Park?
Yes.
Right. At 6 o'clock?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And the vendors can set up at 5:30 p.m. Now, to find out information about how to vend at this big event, and it's a big one, it's well attended. If you're a vendor and you want to vend at this event, you contact Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. Is that right? That'll work. Anybody will work like that. Goldsboro Parks and Recreation.
I think you can contact the Goldsboro Police Department.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd call the Goldsboro Police Department first.
Yes.
First, call the Goldsboro Police Department. The number's in the phone book. Do not call 911.
Right.
Okay, what else do we have here?
What else do you have, Wayne?
No, it's not me. It's we. We. It is no me. There is no me. It is only we.
Talk about Beak Week.
Birthday girl. Beak Week. That's my beaker. Okay, Beak Week is coming up. The Arts Council of Wayne County currently accepting vendor applications. If you, again, want to vend at this event, you're invited to do so at Goldsboro's third Beak Week Festival. Beak Week Festival will be held Saturday, September 10th. September 10th from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Center Street, downtown Goldsboro. The fun event features a day of live music on 2 stages with kids' activities, adult activities, lots of food, lots of art, lots of fun. Oh boy. The Arts Council is now looking for vendors of handmade goods and homegrown, locally grown folded paper and locally grown produce. Vendor spaces are 10 by 10 and only cost you $50. $50 for a 10 by 10 space. Vendors supply their own tables and chairs and seats and tents. You supply your own. They will not be furnished. Go to artsinwayne.org to get more information about this, artsinwayne.org to get more information about it. And there you go.
Very good.
There you go. Any questions? Call 736-3300, 736-3300. That's the number to the Arts Council of Wayne County. Now, what do we want to do now?
Let's go to our segment.
You trying to get rid of me?
No, it's a little warm outside.
Happy birthday. We'll go to our next segment, and we'll be back on Wayne Goldsboro Television.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Larry Pierce. Over the last several weeks, there have been a number of law enforcement officers targeted throughout the United States. Violence that has occurred has injured and killed many law enforcement officers. I ask for the public support, but also I want to say that we, as law enforcement officers here in Wayne County, have each other's back. Me and my staff are here to support you and all of the first responders in Wayne County. Thank you.
We welcome to the studio County Manager George Wood. And County Manager, sir, great to have you with us.
Nice to be here, Wayne.
Good to have you here. And boy, what an interesting week we have had this week with the county manager, not with the county managers meeting, but with the county commissioners meeting. Mm-hmm. A lot of ground was covered there. A lot of things happening in Wayne County right now.
There are.
All right. Well, let's start with, for one thing, we'll start with the 911 center. What's going on with the 911 center?
Well, at Tuesday's meeting, we voted to receive the report. We've had an architect looking at 5 possible options, Wayne, and he brought the report back in. He was there to answer any questions the board may have. We had it listed on the agenda really just for a discussion, but the board went ahead and decided to vote on it. They did vote 6-0 to select the option which he recommended, which was a vacant lot, and it is nearby our communications tower, so all of the sites were, and that's a critical thing because that limits our cost in trying to connect to that tower. Mm-hmm. So we're very pleased with that. We had already entered into a contract with him that would cover the design, whether it was going to be the renovation of an existing building or a new one. So we were able to tell him, obviously at the meeting, we agree with him, we've selected option 4, now go ahead and get started on the design. So in about, I would say 90 to 120 days, we should have that back. Then he'll have to go through the permitting process, and at that point then we'd be ready to bid that out. Just want to give the folks a little bit of background on why we're having to do this. We currently have a 911 center, and the problem is it's limited in space. We're only able to seat 6 telecommunicators, and we're pretty much maxed out at that. We had a a study done last year that indicated that the call volume has been rising consistently year over year. And so that means at some point you've got to add additional personnel to cover that increased volume. And the problem, Wayne, is we're past the point where we should be adding people, but we have no place to put them. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is that the state of North Carolina now wants every county to have a backup PSAP. Now, the PSAP, for people who don't know, that's just a public safety answering point. That's just a fancy name for a 911 center. So you've either got to have a second center, or you've got to have made contractual arrangements with a neighboring county to where if your center goes down, you can patch into theirs, move some equipment in there, bring your operators in, and function that way temporarily for about it's usually for a 48 to 72 hour period. Because
that sounds like a lot, though.
Well, it is a lot, and so
sound good.
What we've looked at is, like we said, you know, if we had had the room in our facility, we might have looked at getting into a backup arrangement with somebody else. But we're at a point where we could not add to it, we could not expand into the building. And so what we looked at, because we evaluated all of that first and had brought the architects in on that. So once we determined that we needed new space, then we made these evaluations on the 5 options. So that's what's driving it. And so now what we've made the determination is we will go forward with a new center. Instead of being limited to 6, it'll have significantly more seats than that. It will also have room that, while we won't go ahead and put the expensive equipment in for dispatching, the space will be there. And the elevated flooring that you have to have for all of the electronic wiring underneath, everything will be there, and then we can expand as we need it over the years.
Well, let me ask you then, is there the possibility that this space then could become the center for surrounding counties if they need to move in? Would we be interested in doing that?
Well, it's an excellent point. We actually contacted our counterparts in Greene County and tried to do exactly that. Because that would have been a cost savings to them, and it wouldn't have taken much from us. It would have probably added 1 console, and we could cover their whole county.
Great.
So we looked at it. There were some issues from their side that they weren't comfortable doing that, and so we backed off. But to answer your question, yes, if they were to come back and approach us about that, there would be sufficient room in here. We could accommodate that.
Excellent.
So with that, we're going to build a new center, and then what will happen is the existing center will be our backup PSAP, because while it will be a little cramped and crowded, it's only for a 48 to 72 hour period, because these are high priority facilities for Duke Power and everyone else. Plus it'll have an emergency generator. So you've got your regular connections, you've got a backup generator in case that goes down, and then if everything should go down, then you've got a backup PSAP. So we think with all of those backups, everything should be fine going forward. We'll meet the state requirement on that. We'll have room to expand as we need it with our people. Okay. So we're moving forward with it. We think we'll be able to get some state grant money for the equipment, but not for the structure itself. We're going to use county money on that. So with that, we're moving forward with it.
So that's pretty close. 90 to 120 days, you said, to get the architect design in,
right.
And this is on property that's close to our tower.
That's right, and the other good thing is the county already owns the land.
And that's a beautiful thing. And running communication cable and lines can be quite costly. That's very expensive.
It can be, and the good news is that that area is not too far from the new jail.
That's good. That's right.
And with the new jail, we are bringing in fiber to the new jail.
Great.
And that project is underway now because the new jail will be finished in October. So then the second leg of that project will be to take it from the jail, run it down Stronach Avenue, and I think it's Klingman, and then bring it into the site there. And then the third leg of that will be going out to the MRAC, to the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center.
Taking the fiber out there?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Now, how did this happen to all fall in place like this? Is like a puzzle. It just fell in place.
It's like a puzzle, and you know we've been working on.
Are you responsible for that?
Well, a lot of people are responsible for it. But as we've planned these facilities, we've brought the right people to the table to discuss all the elements of what did we need on everything. You know, fortunately, the jail is in the city. There's already water and sewer lines there, but we knew we were going to have to beef up the internet going in there. Obviously, with the 911 center, we knew we were going to have to beef that up. So, and then obviously with the convention center, we needed to beef it up there, because if you think about it, if you're inviting literally hundreds of people to some event there, and they all bring an iPhone and iPads and everything else, you've got to be able to accommodate that.
That you have. Now the convention center that's being built will hold several hundred people.
Yeah, it'll be 840 for a sit-down dinner, and it'll be 1,550 for like a graduation or something like that.
And
so
every one of those people will have a cell phone.
Probably. So, our people have got to be prepared for that. So we had to sit down, look at the utilization of it, and say, what do we need to plan for? And then where do we have it? What's the nearest point? How do we get it there? And so we've brought our IT people in on that. They're doing a very good job on it. And again, I gave you the sequencing of how we're going to do it. So, but speaking of the jail is on schedule. It's scheduled to open late October. Daniels & Daniels has done an outstanding job on that project over there. Our people are very pleased with the work they've done. And the architects have been over the inspections on it, and they've done an excellent job for us. I think we're going to have a first-class product over there. And the public now can see visually what it's going to look like, because it's all bricked in now. You can see the whole
beautiful building.
It really is, when you consider it's a jail.
It's a jail. Well, but it'll have a gift shop.
Right.
Put something in there.
Yeah, but we will, of course, detracting from that will be the perimeter fence with the barbed wire.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the barbed wire.
But still, we will be doing some landscaping features there. The city requires that on all projects, and we do need to beautify it. It doesn't need to be a sea of asphalt out there with barbed wire.
No.
But we're very pleased with the product that we're getting, and it is, of course, it's going to alleviate the overcrowding situation we have in our current jail, which is costing the county a considerable amount of money. So, I've talked to Sheriff Pierce on any number of occasions. He's extremely pleased with the design, the work that's going on. So is Major Greenfield, who, as you know, is the chief jailer and will be in charge of operating it. And we've had them involved every step of the way in the design of it. So we're all very pleased with the design of the building, and now the actual building going up. We're getting a good product. We're just anxious for October to get here, and we'll be through with it.
Now, you mentioned the input by those who are most closely involved with the jail itself. But you got some people together that have built jails before that knew what they were doing. Yeah. Mosley wasn't just created.
No, that's right. Mosley Architects probably is one of the two best architectural firms for jails in the state of North Carolina. They've probably done in excess of 30 out of the 100.
Wow.
So they bring a lot of years of experience, and of course they've built them in other states as well. So they're highly experienced. They know all of the federal and state regulations you have to meet in terms of cell size, how much space has to be for this and that, and because it's a fairly highly regulated situation. A lot of that enforced by the federal courts. So we have to do it right, and so you've got to bring somebody to the table who knows all of that. And they gave us great advice on it. Originally, Wayne, we were looking at the possibility of having to do a large jail like we already have, but there was a new regulation in North Carolina that allowed smaller counties to now use this dormitory style jail. And so we've dropped the cost on this from the original estimates I'd seen from someone doing it 4 or 5 years ago was a little over $30 million.
30 million.
We're going to bring this project in at $11 million.
Whoa.
So that's almost a $20 million. Yeah, that's a $20 million savings. The other thing is this type of jail, because it's dormitory style, we can operate it with a lot less jailers. overseeing it. So it's cheaper on the capital side, it's cheaper on the operating side. So we're extremely pleased with the advice we got from Mosley on that.
Man, that is great. And
Yeah.
so we're looking at the middle and end of October?
That's correct. Yeah, I would say the end of October, because most construction jobs, it always takes a little longer than you think. There's always that final wrap up.
That's right.
But the major building is there. Like we said earlier, what we've got to do now, we've already got it underway, is getting the fiber over there, and we get that squared away. So I think we'll be ready to go in October.
Man, that's great. That's only 3 months away.
Yeah.
I want to go back to, you mentioned the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center and Farmers Market.
That's
by the
right.
way.
That's right.
I'm excited about that. Since you've been in, since the last time you were in, we lost Louis Maxwell.
Right.
And
that was a big loss to this community.
Indeed it was. He has done so much for Wayne County.
That's right.
But still, this will carry the family name, the Maxwell Regional Agricultural and Convention Center and Farmers Market. And man, we were out there just a day or so ago, and they are moving quickly on this. They're doing the groundwork now for the water runoff and that sort of thing.
Yeah, as you know, we did the groundbreaking last week.
Right.
And although it was extremely hot weather, I think we had in excess of 350 people show up for that.
There wasn't a free seat available, and the people were standing under the tent 3 deep, around all the way around. That was a beautiful sight.
It was. There's a tremendous excitement about that community.
Yeah.
More than I've ever seen in any community I've been in for a facility like that. But there are a lot of different segments of our community who have a stake in that building, and you saw that out there. But yeah, we're extremely pleased with how the groundbreaking went. As you said, we have awarded the site work contract already. That was a little over $3 million. TA Loving immediately started. They are out there on the site now, and as you said, their ground is being moved right now.
Very quickly.
So we're very pleased with TA Loving and the job they're doing. It's been a good working relationship. They continue to work with the architect, trying to save us some money here and there as the review of the plans goes. But where we're at now, the plans have pretty much been finalized. They're going through the approvals by the various regulatory bodies that have to look at it. Anytime you have a large assembly area like that, you have to have some special review by some state agencies and things. So they're in that process. The other major process they're in is developing all of the bidding packages for each one of the components of the facility. The site work was just the first of probably 30 to 40 subcontracts that TA Loving will be bidding out. We're doing them so the public knows we're doing these as sealed bid contracts. So developers, whoever wants to bid on it, has to submit a sealed bid. We have a bid opening conducted by TA Loving. Our purchasing agent is there as well. We're able to review them, and of course then once they tabulate it, they make a recommendation, and then the Board of Commissioners will vote on it. And what we're voting on is to accept those bids and also to authorize TA Loving with that amount of contract. So sometime in August, maybe September, we should be getting the rest of those in. And at that point, then we'll know the full price of the building and go ahead and award that. But the site work has allowed us to move ahead and cut about 2 months off of the project time.
Man.
And that was a recommendation from TA Loving. I thought it was a very good move on their part, and we jumped on it.
I want to ask you again, if you would, let us know how this is being funded, because I still find this an amazing way that this was put together. And am I right? You're telling me that there's no tax increase involved with this?
That's correct.
No property tax increase?
No property tax increase at all. The way we're doing it, both the 911 Center will be in there and the Maxwell Regional Agricultural Convention Center. We've factored in both of those. The way we're able to do that, Wayne, is we have in 2020, we will have about $1.7 million of debt that comes off our books. because we've had some debt that was only for a 5-year duration. So when that comes off, that frees up about $1.7 million that we currently budget every year for debt.
Okay.
The following year, it frees up another $550,000. So in a 2-year period, we're going to free up about $2.2 million that we can use for other things. And so we've worked with our financial consultants and a few spreadsheets and things, and it more than covers what we'll need to pay on both those projects.
Wow.
And so that's how we're going to do it. Now, we do have to bridge that debt for fiscal year 18 and 19, but we've got a plan to do that. And so basically that's how we're doing it. And because of that, it won't require any kind of increase.
That is that's amazing. And it's wonderful. Plus the help from several of the local concerns, including the Maxwell family.
Yes.
Naming rights.
We've raised, I think, a little over $1.5 million through the generosity of these various people. Of course, the Maxwells were the biggest contributor at $750,000.
Right.
But we've had other sizable contributions. I think Mount Olive Pickle has given $100,000.
Right.
And so, and then we've had others. I don't want to try to name them all because I'll leave somebody else. That's right.
And then there's the Wayne County Livestock Development Association.
Yeah, they just presented us with theirs the other day. So we've got about 14 or 15 people or organizations that have done that. And
is that right?
So that's
we don't want to name all of them.
No, because I'll leave somebody out.
I know.
But it's a great contribution to the community by these business interests, and we really appreciate what they're doing. And that has helped because this is about a $19 million project, so to get $1.5 million from the private sector is great.
That is great.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we covered a lot of ground, and this past week a lot of ground was covered and uncovered as well with the groundbreaking.
That's right.
What do you think?
It was.
That works.
It was a little warm to be handling a shovel.
Man,
though.
it was hot out there. But that's okay. It was,
That's right.
It was a grand event, and it went off very well.
It was.
George Wood is the manager of the County of Wayne here in Wayne County, North Carolina, USA, and I appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much for being with us.
Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Michael West, Chief of Police here at Goldsboro Police Department. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the law enforcement officers and first responders here in Wayne County for what you do every day. Because of the recent events involving police officers and first responders, I just want you to know you have my full support and the total support of the Goldsboro Police Department. Thank you.
And we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television under the wing of the F-86 at the end of Center Street near the traffic circle downtown Goldsboro. Oh boy, it's warm out here, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, now today is Monday, and that's why it's warm, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was hot over the weekend, but this isn't quite as bad. I mean, it was hot over the weekend. What's special about today besides the fact that today is Pat Garner's 38th birthday? I'm getting close.
You're getting close.
38.
By the end of the show, you will have it.
I doubt that. What's today?
The 25th.
I said that, didn't I? Today is Red Shoe Day. Red Shoe Day. That has to do with Lyme disease. Look that one up. Today is also Carousel or Merry-Go-Round Day. I always get dizzy on those things. Thread the Needle Day. Thread the Needle is a traditional church game played in the spring. It can really be played anytime, as a matter of fact. And here we are in the middle of almost summer, or almost in the middle of summer, and we're still saying that today is Red Needle Day. Thread the Needle. Thread the Needle Day. Today is also Video Games Day. Do you video game?
No.
I don't either. Bria does.
Bria does.
Bria designs, writes, does all that stuff, draws them up, everything. Yeah, she does. She's good at it. Anyway, that's what's special about today, right?
Yeah.
All right, and in the essence of time, here's today's trivia question. For today, the trivia question category is taxes, y'all. Taxes. Taxes. Here you go. Here's a question for Texas. Oh, my goodness. Everybody knows this one. There's a river in Texas. There's a river in Texas that separates Texas from another nation, another country completely. What's the name of the river that separates Texas from another country? A whole country separated by a river. What's the name of that river? Got it?
Sure.
Sure, Wayne Alley. We're going to go to our next segment, and we will be back on birthday day on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Today we're in Goldsboro on Madison Avenue, and we're talking with EMS Manager Brian Smith. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Now, where are we here?
We're at EMS Station 6 on Madison Avenue in
Station
Goldsboro.
6. All right. And Laquan, how long you been with this organization?
For about 6 years.
All right. And you and I have talked before.
Yes, sir.
All right. I didn't sneak up on you this time, did I?
No, sir. Not today.
All right. And we have a new recruit over here. Katie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You Katie what?
Monday.
Katie Monday.
Yep. Just like the day of the week.
Just, okay. Very good. Katie, are you from Goldsboro?
No, I live in Greenville.
You live in Greenville now?
Yes, now.
All right. So you're commuting back and forth?
Yes.
Okay. So what inspired you to come aboard here?
It's a busy system. They run a lot of calls, and I've heard a lot of positive things about it, so wanted to come get some experience.
Well, let's talk about that. Brian, someone here, I think it was Jamie, was relating to me how many calls this station gets since January 1st. Do you have that number?
I checked it the last week. We're somewhere around 5,000 mark, somewhere along that.
That's since 40. January 1?
The system runs, I checked the other day, if we keep on the rate we're going right now, we're going to run somewhere around a 19,500 calls before
this year?
Before the end of the year.
Out of this station?
No, not out of this station, the whole system.
Oh, the whole system. Oh, okay.
Station 4, 6, and 5 are my busiest stations.
Okay. So by the end of the year, you'll have 19,000 calls. What are the most calls you get?
The most in a day?
Most, just on average, what would you say? You get more calls for what?
Sick calls, just general everyday sick calls.
Yeah. And Laquan, you are an EMT.
So I'm a paramedic.
Paramedic,
yes,
I
sir.
meant to say. And where did you study for that?
Lenore.
Lenore Community College.
Yes, sir.
And you've been here for 6 years.
Yes,
and
sir.
What is that right? Most of the calls you get are sick calls?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the more unusual calls you might get?
It varies, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, who can keep up with 19,000 a
well,
year? I mean,
true.
really.
That's
so
true.
Is that an average number? Does it normally run about that many?
Last year we run a little over 18,000 calls for 2015 time period, and every year it grows anywhere from 600 to 700 calls a year.
Katie, what kind of training have you had? Where did you study at college?
I did. I got my paramedic through Pitt Community College.
So you are a paramedic?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
good. How long did it take you to do that?
It was a year. It was
what?
6 months for my basic and then a year to my paramedic.
And we also have quite a very talented instructor out of Wayne Community College here who teaches emergency services.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And that's quite a class that they have here.
Yes, sir. Alex assists us. He's our new assistant EMS manager,
Yeah.
and he teaches some through the college also.
Okay.
He's going to step up and help us improve our training, get it to another level of training that what we've been able to do lately. He's going to do a lot of training while the employees are at work.
Okay.
While they're on the
All right,
truck.
let's talk to Alex. Alex, what's your last name?
Westbrook.
Alex Westbrook. And you train at Wayne Community College?
Yes, sir.
And right now you're the assistant to the EMS manager, right?
That's correct.
All right. So how long have you been with the county?
9.5 years.
And how long have you been the assistant manager of EMS?
4 days.
Really? You think you're going to like it?
Yeah, it's going to be some growing pains.
How long have you been in this department?
9.5 years.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So teaching at the college. Now, what are some of the things that you run into as far as what some of the students actually have a problem with? What are some of the things that really stump them?
In the intermediate and the paramedic classes, you'll usually have problems with cardiology as well as medications or pharmacology as well.
Right. I understand there's a new way or a different way now of applying CPR.
That's correct.
It's not so much mouth to mouth anymore. It's just pumping away.
That's correct. AHA has come out to kind of help the layperson increase the survivability of a cardiac arrest patient. That's what they call hands-only CPR.
Hands-only CPR.
That's correct.
And you do it to the rhythm of a Bee Gees song.
Right.
Staying Alive, right?
There's a few different songs you can do it to,
Yeah.
but Staying Alive is one of the more popular ones.
So on board these transportation units, these EMS vehicles here, you have all the equipment necessary to to apply to a person who's had a heart attack, or apply to a person who is ill? And do you take most of the people to the hospital?
Yes, sir. We transport a majority of the patients to Wayne Memorial Hospital. Then if they need to go somewhere else, they can get transferred out.
From the hospital?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, Brian, how long have you been with the county?
I've been with the county this past June for 21 years.
Is that right?
I started with the city in 1995, and in 2001, whenever the county and city merged, and this past June has been 21 years.
So this is Station 6. How many stations do we have?
9 stations.
In Wayne County?
In 9 stations.
9 stations in Wayne County. And where's the furthermost?
Furthermost is probably Seven Springs, Mount Olive, and Grantham.
Right. And I take it this is the more central?
This is the centralized location in the city and in the county.
In the county. All right.
Yes, sir.
So does this station get more calls, or do they run about the same?
Station 4, 5, and 6 kind of flip-flop back and forth between the calls, and they're all really close with each other. That's the majority of our calls is within the city of Goldsboro.
Right. So we've had 5,000 or so since the first of the year. And
just in this general area.
In this general area?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of calls. That's a lot of sick people.
It is.
Why are people so sick, Laquan? What are they doing? I mean, are they overdosing on prescription medication? I know that happens a lot.
I mean, we respond to a variety of calls: overdoses, traffic accidents, chest pains, difficulty breathing, unfortunately, death.
We're getting a call. We're getting a call right now, so we're going to cut this short. Thank you, Laquan. Brian Williams, thank you so much. Thank you, Katie Mundy. And Alex, I appreciate you talking with us.
Sir.
Thank you. All right. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. This is Monday and the final segment of the program under the wings of the F-86 here, observing a birthday, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Would you like to know what my age is now?
I know what your age is. She's 25.
Not correct.
Not correct. That was incorrect. Well, I do have the correct answer to our trivia question for today. The trivia question for today is, what river separates Texas from another country entirely? The answer is the Rio Grande. The Rio Grande, of course, separating Texas from Mexico, which is another country. It's not a state. I asked somebody one time a trivia question. I said, name the state that blah, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. That part wasn't important. I said, name the U.S. state that whatever. And somebody called up and said, Chicago. Yeah, that's a state. Yeah, in your mind. Right, okay, that was wrong. But the Rio Grande was the answer to today's trivia question. There you go. What do we have? What is that you're holding?
We have Tube de Noose, which is coming up August the 13th, and it includes the tube, the transportation, your T-shirt for $10.
$10?
Yes.
Woo!
On August the 13th at 9 o'clock. You can register online at racesonline.com/events/tube-the-noose. Tube-the-noose? Yes.
Try saying that real fast. Let me hear you say it.
No.
Tube-the-noose. Okay.
Or you can contact Goldsboro Parks and Recs.
Contact Goldsboro Parks and Rec. That's the easiest thing to do. Goldsboro Parks and Rec. This is a noisy place.
Yes.
This is noisy downtown. This is downtown Goldsboro where things are happening here. See? Mufflers and everything. And equipment and everything. Noisy place, busy place. What else do we have?
What do you got here, Wayne? It's Wayne's turn.
Let me tell you. Oh, boy. Is he going to stop? That's the question. Oh, we don't know if he's going to stop or not. You hear those brakes are squealing there. Man needs help. Here we go. Special Olympics, Wayne County, oh boy. A golf tournament's coming up on the 18th of August at Goldsboro Municipal Golf Club course. It's $50 per player, and the format is a four-person Super Bowl. Four-person Super Bowl. The time begins at like 11 o'clock when you check in. The shotgun start at 1 p.m. and dinner will follow. $50 is all it costs. $50 limited to the first 23 teams. Registration available at the City of Goldsboro parksandrec.com, parksandrec.com. Call or ask for Delisha Lee. She's in a post office box, drawer A. She's a very tiny person. Post office box, drawer A, Delisha Lee, Parks and Rec, Goldsboro, parksandrec.org. This is Special Olympics, Wayne County. Golf tournament, August 18. Be there.
Okay.
Okay, is that it?
That's it. It's a little warm.
From the end of Center Street, we're under the wing of the F-86 fighter plane on its pedestal. We appreciate being here. Thank you very much. We're at the end of Center Street at the traffic circle downtown Goldsboro. And that's it for today. Until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Pat Garner.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.